أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت إن شئت تجعل الحزن سهلا. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من أن نشرك بك شيئا نعلمه ونستغفرك لما لا نعلمه. ثم أما بعد. Today we'll try to summarize the ahkam of Yawm al-Jum'ah, and we'll start with the virtue of the day. There are plenty of ahadith that affirms that the best day on which the sun rises is Friday. On Friday, Adam was created, and on that day, he entered paradise, and on that day, he was expelled from paradise, and the horn will be the hour will come to pass on Friday. In another narration, Rasulullah ﷺ said the best or the greatest day is the day of Jum'ah. It's even greater than the day of Al-Fitr and the day of Al-Adha, the two great days of Eid. So we have really to take Friday seriously. And Friday starts by the night of night Friday's Thursday evening. So Maghrib and Isha of Thursday until the Maghrib of Friday. Very important day in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we have really to take this day very seriously. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the Jews and Christians were giving this day, but they went astray, they missed it. Although we came later, but we are being guided to this day. And as we all know, there is a surah in the Quran called Surah Al-Jum'ah. And because of the greatness of this day, Rasulullah ﷺ told us that there is an hour in this day, 12 hours. In these 12 hours of the day of Jum'ah, and the day of Jum'ah, the day starts from Fajr to Maghrib. But the night before also belonged to this day, the night of Jum'ah. The day of Jum'ah, there are 12 hours. There's 1 hour in which, when a believer makes dua, his dua will be answered, guaranteed. What hour is this? It's like Ramadan and Laylatul Qadr. The whole month of Ramadan is a holy month, but Laylatul Qadr is a very special night. And there's 1 hour in Jum'ah that no believer will make dua unless that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept his dua. Many ahadith. There are two opinions. One is supported with plenty of ahadith, and the other one is not that strong. The less strong opinion is that this is the hour when the Imam, from the moment when the Imam comes until he finishes his khutbah. But the other opinion is supported by many ahadith, that this is the last hour of the day, between Asr and Maghrib. This hour is between Asr and Maghrib. So we should actually try to seek this hour by making plenty of dua. In fact, Abdullah ibn Salam, radiallahu anhu, the great Jewish scholar, said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, we find in our books, the Torah, that there is 1 hour in Jum'ah during which the dua of the believers will be accepted. And the Prophet ﷺ told him, or part of an hour. He said, yes, you said the truth. It says that in our books. An hour or part of an hour. He was surprised. How did the Prophet ﷺ know about this? He said, you said the truth. That's how it's written there. Which hour is this, Ya Rasulullah? And he, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, try to find this hour in the last hour of the day, or the hour before Maghrib. Many other ahadith give the same meaning. So this is the hour that we really need to seek and find, inshallah, in Jum'ah. Also, one of the sunan that should be observed on this day is to send plenty of peace and blessings upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As he said, talked about the virtues of the day of Jum'ah, and then he said, فَأَكْثِرُوا عَلَيَّ مِنَ الصَّلَاةِ فِيهِ فَإِنَّ صَلَاتَكُمْ مَعْرُوضَةٌ عَلَيَّ. That make or send many peace and blessing upon me on that day, because your salah and salam that you make on this day will be presented in front of me. It's like gifts coming to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you see that his ummah send these peace and blessing upon him. And some asked, Ya Rasulullah, how would you know about this after he had passed away? He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited this earth to eat the bodies of the prophets. So in other words, the body of the Prophet ﷺ, today, it is as sound and intact as he was buried, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No difference whatsoever. Ibn Qayyim actually tried to find the connection between Jum'ah and Salah ala Rasulullah. We should, of course, send peace and blessing upon the Prophet every day, at all times. But why especially Yawmul Jum'ah? He thought that maybe because Yawmul Jum'ah is the best day, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best of all humans. Khatam al-Anbiya wal-Mursaleen. And in addition, he said, this is also because this day is a great gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everything we do, any good deed we do, whether prayer or fasting or charity or anything, it's because of him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Right? It's because of him. We're being guided through the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So he said all goodness they receive on this day, this hour, and these blessings of the day, and Salatul Jumu'ah, and the great reward of Salatul Jumu'ah, and so on, are good things given to them in this dunya. And in the hereafter, in Jannah, there is Yawmul Jumu'ah. I don't know if you know that. There will be a day of Jumu'ah, it's called Yawmul Mazid. Yawm al-Mazid, the day of giving more. When the believers are called and they come together and meet each other and they receive gifts, beautiful gifts and clothes and beautiful things. And then they go back to their palaces and they meet their people there, their family there, and servants and so on, and they tell them, wow, you are much more beautiful than before. And the believers will tell them, and you also, wallahi, look much better. So Yawmul Jumu'ah is a great day for them, or for the believers in dunya and in the akhirah. And it's because the Prophet ﷺ guided us to this day, so he deserves, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this peace and blessings and salawat we send to him. Also, one of the sunan of this day is to recite Surah Al-Kahf. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that whoever recites Surah Al-Kahf on the night or on the day of Jum'ah, right, there will be light rising from his underneath until the heaven. And this light will be given to him also in the day of judgment. So read Surah Al-Kahf in the night or on the day of Jumu'ah, inshallah, to get this great reward. From the night of Jumu'ah, and it's Thursday night, until Maghrib of Jumu'ah. It's also sunnah to perform ghusl and choose the best of your clothes and apply the best perfume you have. It is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. He used to have this special clothes that he ﷺ used to wear on Jumu'ah and the two Eids, and when he received delegations and so on. So this piece of clothes is designated only for Jumu'ah and Eid. So this is how we respect or show respect to the sha'air of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How about the ghusl? Some ulama actually went even further to say ghusl is wajib, it's a must. If you can take shower between Fajr and Jumu'ah, then you have to, with the niyyah of ghusl al-Jumu'ah, right? Because some ahadith, sound very clear that it's a wajib. Every Muslim, he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, every Muslim should have a ghusl on Friday and wear his best clothes. And if he has perfume, he should apply or should use it. So, so this hadith and others, it sounds obligatory, but the ulama said it's not a must. It is highly recommended before Eid and before Jumu'ah to dress the best of your clothes and to take shower and to apply perfume, to look good, to smell good. and from outside and from inside. Um, Also, coming early to Salatul Jum'ah is highly recommended. You all know the hadith of those who come in the first hour as if they sacrifice a camel, and those who come in the second hour as if they sacrifice a cow, and those who come in the third hour as if they have sacrificed a fat sheep, and those who come the next hour, it is as if they sacrificed a hen or a chicken. And those who goes during the fifth hour, it will be as if they had sacrificed an egg. What hour is this? Is it the hour, the 60 minutes, as we know the hour now? Two opinions. Imam al-Shafi'i and others, they said these hours are the hours of the day. So the first hour, the very early, when after the sun rises, as like the time of Eid. And the second, the third, the fourth, these are the hours. But other ulama said no, the word hour here refers to a period of time. This all refer to the time before Zawal. When Salatul Jum'ah starts, we'll talk about this also at the time of Zawal, but this is the hour before Zawal, the time before Zawal. The earlier you come, the greater the reward will be. Imam Malik, with the point that refers to portions of the hour before the sun passes its meridian. So it's not like 60 hours as we know. The word sa'a, the Quran used the word sa'a. Sa'a, in Arabic now, it means an hour, 60 minutes. But the word sa'a, when it's used in the Quran or the prophetic traditions, it refers to a period of time. So he went and he disappeared for an hour and then he came back. An hour here, a period of time, right? So the earlier is better. And in another hadith, he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people will be seated in the day of judgment based on their habits and or in their place, how near they are from the first row. So those who used to come early in Jum'ah, they will be nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those who used to come late, they'll be seated, but where they used to sit. All right, so it's always good to come as early as possible. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, one day he came and he thought he came, before everybody else, but he found 3 people ahead of him. And he said, I'm the fourth of 4, and the fourth of 4 is not far from Allah. There are 3 people before you, that's not that far. It's okay. So the earlier is better. It's prohibited to step over others in the mosque. When you come late, then sit where you find a space there. You cannot just come late and then bother people. Rasulullah one day was giving khutbah and someone did this. And he said to him, Ijlis, faqad adayta wa anayt. You are coming late and bothering people. You are doing 2 wrong things. You are not only late, but you are also bothering people. So Ijlis, sit down where you are. Now, what about the nawafil we should perform before Salatul Jum'ah? Now, the Prophet ﷺ did not pray any particular nawafil because as an imam, he comes right before Jum'ah, or he used to live, his house, ﷺ, was just next door, and he comes right away to give the khutbah. He did not pray in the masjid. And he did not say, or did not say to us how many rak'ahs he should pray. But the ulama said, when you come to the masjid, pray as much as you want. The Sahaba used to come to pray 8 rak'ah, 12 rak'ah, or less or more, depends on the time they came in. Some ulama also said that although the time before Dhuhr is prohibited. 15 minutes before Zawal, in regular days, you cannot pray, but except in Jum'ah. If you come to Jum'ah even 2 minutes, 5 minutes before the adhan, then you still can pray. At least 2 rak'ah for Tahiyatul Masjid. But if you come earlier, and you know nowadays the adhan is 1:45, if you come 12:45, sorry, if you come like 12 or 12:15, you have half an hour before adhan. Pray as much as you want. 8, 12, 14, 20. And then when the adhan is made, then stop your salah and listen to the adhan and so on. And you can pray 2 rak'ahs only and sit down and read Quran or make dhikr or make dua. So there's no particular number of prayers to be performed before Jumu'ah. It is recommended that if you feel drowsy or sleepy while in the masjid and the khutbah is going on, you should move from this place to another place. Rasulullah ﷺ said that. It happens sometimes when I give khutbah and see people sleeping. So if you feel drowsy and you are sleeping or not, you don't understand what the khutbah is about, then stand up, move, and sit down somewhere else. This is hopefully will give you some energy to good enough to the rest of the khutbah. And of course, some khutbahs go for 45 minutes and 50 minutes and more. That's why it is sunnah actually not to prolong the khutbah, to make it short, precise on a particular subject so people get the message and go. Now, the Friday prayer, of course, is an obligation we have to do. How about the khutbah itself? Is the khutbah obligatory? Is it part of the meaning of the ayah in which Allah says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمْعَةِ فَاسْعَوْا إِلَى ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ, right? وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ. Stop selling or buying or working or studying, all these things that you should stop, all these activities. So with dhikrullah, what's dhikrullah here? Does it refer to the prayer, or does it refer to the khutbah, or both? Ulama have two different opinions. Some said khutbah is wajib to be given by the imam and the masajid, but for the listener or the followers is not wajib. It's highly recommended to come early, as we said, and even if you cannot come very early, at least come before or at the adhan to listen to the entire khutbah, right? So what if you missed part of the khutbah, half of the khutbah? You missed the entire khutbah, right? And you even missed one full rak'ah. You come and find the imam in the first rak'ah, and then you joined in the second rak'ah. The majority of the ulama are with the opinion that if you catch one rak'ah with the imam, then you pray another rak'ah, and your salah is complete. You don't have to pray 4 rak'ah, right? Of course, you missed the reward of coming early and listen to the khutbah and so on, but to count as Jumu'ah, then you have to pray at least one full rak'ah with the imam. But if you missed it, then you have to pray 4. According to Hanafi madhab, if you join the imam in the last tashahhud, that's also good enough. You pray 2 rak'ah. The reason why the first opinion is stronger, I believe, is because the hadith is very clear. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said here, try to find the hadith. Yeah, the hadith says in Arabic that if you, the Rasulullah said that if you prayed 1 rak'ah with the imam, then complete your Jumu'ah by praying 1 more rak'ah. Right? So this is the opinion of Malik and Hanafi and Hanbali and Shafi'i. And Imam Muhammad ibn Hassan al-Shaybani, who is one of the 2 students of Abu Hanifa, is also with this opinion. Only Imam Abu Hanifa and Abu Yusuf said that even if you come in tashahhud then this counts also as Jum'ah. Rasulullah ﷺ warned against missing Jum'ah without an excuse, with something I think many Muslims here also take very lightly. He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whoever misses 3 Friday prayers in a row out of negligence will have a seal put over his heart by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those who intentionally, with no valid excuse, miss 3 consecutive Jum'ah, their heart will be sealed. And when this happens, this is a sign that whatever in the heart will stay there, cannot get out, and whatever good cannot come in. This is the meaning of khatam Allah ala qulubihim. So their hearts are sealed. Nothing can go in, and whatever is in cannot get out. Those who are not attending the Friday Salah should change their ways, otherwise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will seal their hearts and they will be reckoned heedless, ghafilin. So coming to Jum'ah is a must, it's obligatory, unless of course there are valid excuses. Women and children are exempted. If they come, fine. If they don't come, they don't have to come. And the person who is ill or facing hardship in coming to the masjid, and travelers, if you are a traveler, even if you are settled in the new place, you don't have to. Some ulama said that he has to because now he's settled, he has a place to stay in, so he must join Jum'ah. And others said no, because Jum'ah is like all other salah for the musafir. If he goes to pray, he may do that, but if he did not go, there's no harm on this. Of course, if there are rain, mud, extreme cold, and so on, all these situations are good excuse not to go to Jum'ah. This thunderstorm or snowstorm, like the one in Boston yesterday and today, that's a very good reason for people not to go to Jum'ah. Stay home and pray 4 rak'ahs and you're good, because it's very extreme weather that can cause a lot of damage and pain and loss. So these are the exceptions. And what is the time for Jum'ah? Also a very, very interesting point, especially for us here in America. 3 madhahib say that the time of Jum'ah is the same time of Dhuhr. There's no difference. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ always prayed Jum'ah in the same time. Right? He never prayed Jum'ah earlier. Therefore, you cannot call the adhan of Jum'ah and pray Jum'ah unless the time of Zawal comes. The same time of Dhuhr prayer, no difference. However, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal and others, Ishaq and others, with the opinion that Salatul Jum'ah is from the beginning of Salatul Eid. We pray Salatul Eid almost 15-20 minutes or half an hour after the sunrise. That's the typical time for Salatul Eid, especially Salatul Eid al-Adha. So according to this madhab or madhahib, that you can pray Jum'ah before Zawal. You can call the adhan, make the salah, get done with the salah even before the time of Dhuhr. Yani these days, if a group of people gathered at 9 a.m., call the adhan, give the khutbah, prayed, that's absolutely fine. This is the tawassur in the time according to Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Why? What is their opinion? What is their argument? Hadith in Sahih Muslim, Jabir ibn Abdullah radiallahu anhu. Jabir said, we used to pray with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam Jum'ah, and after prayer, we'd try to take our camels to give them some rest when the shade started to develop. And that's very explicit, that they prayed before the Zawal, because the shade does not come unless after some time after Zawal. You will not have shade after, these days 1:40, this is the time when there's no shade at all. Maybe at 12:40, maybe at 1:15, then you have some shade that you can keep your camel in this shape, in this shade. So according to this hadith, which is Sahih in Sahih Muslim, and other hadith also, someone of the Sahaba narrated that Abdullah ibn Sa'idan said al-Salimi, who said that we used to pray Jum'ah with Abu Bakr, and his khutbah and salah were before noon. And we prayed with Umar and with Uthman radiallahu anhu, and their salah, with Umar radiallahu anhu until before Zawal. And with Uthman radiallahu anhu, when the prayer, khutbah and salah after Zawal. So in other words, there is no harm to pray before Zawal or after Zawal, and there's no no one complaint that the salah is invalid. Hadith also of the Mas'ud, Jabir, Sa'id, and Muawiyah. All these great Sahaba, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Jabir ibn Abdullah, wa Muawiyah, أنهم صلوا قبل الزوال. They used to pray before Zawal, and nobody objected this, so it was almost an ijma'. And it is nobody objected this practice. However, some ulama said no, even hadith of Jabir that I just mentioned, they said even this hadith, it refers to making the khutbah short. It does not mean they started before the Zawal. It means that they still prayed after Zawal, but the khutbah was short and the salah was short. But then the response is that the Rasulullah used to read in first rak'ah Surah Al-Munafiqun and second rak'ah Surah Al-Jumu'ah. To read Al-Jumu'ah and Al-Munafiqun, it's long, it's not that short. It's not like very short khutbah and very short prayer. No, the khutbah of the Prophet was not very short, and he used to recite actually relatively long surahs. Like these two surahs, almost 4 pages together. So, and his qira'ah was slow, not fast. So, why I'm saying that? I'm not going to change the time here. I already just relaxed. But I'm saying that because, as you know, many masajid, they have 2 Jum'ahs and they start the first Jum'ah before Zawal, right? I asked actually the Grand Mufti of Egypt, and I got the chance to visit him in his office, and that was in 2001, and Sheikh Ali Jum'ah, and I discussed this with him. I told him, is it okay to pray, because in America, it's a working day, and Muslims just take 1 hour, come and pray and go back to work, and they don't want to be late. And this is the only time, called lunch hour, it's convenient for people to come and pray. It is problematic. He said, no, it's not. You have 2 opinions, and if this opinion of Imam Ahmad, is more convenient to Muslims in America, so there's no harm to do that. It's a very valid opinion based on an authentic hadith in Sahih Muslim, right? So he said Islam is flexible, and if you have different opinions and one opinion make things easy on people, then go with it. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's the blessing of having different opinions. And I then asked him, I told him, would this open the door for similar suggestions, like because of convenience? Some suggested to pray Jum'ah on Sunday. You know, I'm not kidding. It's Sundays, so everybody will come, because Friday, students, and youth, working people cannot come. Why don't you pray Jum'ah on Sunday? He said, no. He told me, no, we cannot do that, because there's no hadith, and there's no one single opinion in the ummah. He told me, don't make the comparison between the 2. The first one is a valid hadith, valid opinion, but for the second suggestion of Sunday thing, there's no hadith to back this, or ayah, or opinion, or fatwa, none. So they are not the same. So I'm saying that because we may sometimes elsewhere need to use this. If you are working in a company or in a hospital and this is the only time where you can do Jum'ah, then do it. Feel free to do this. Gather in the same room, 10 a.m. or 9:30, and pray Jum'ah, and your Jum'ah, inshallah, will be sahih based on the opinion of a great madhab, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, and other scholars based on this dalil that I just mentioned. All right. Sometimes if you are working near ICD, for example, Detroit or other masajid there, and they pray before Zawal, and this is the only time where you can pray Jum'ah, there's nothing wrong in doing that, inshallah. Plenty of conditions have been made by so many opinions about how many people required for Jum'ah. Some said 3 plus the Imam, and some said no, that'd be 5 plus the Imam. Some said 7, some said 9, some said 15, some said 40. No Jum'ah unless you have 40 people. Others said no, there must be 50 or more. Others said 70 or more. All these opinions are just opinions. Again, there's not based on valid, authentic hadith. Imam Shawkani, who studied all these things, said, I don't know where these opinions are coming from. I know where it's coming from. It's coming from the context that these scholars who mentioned these numbers, because they said Jum'ah, the word Jum'ah and Jami' refers to a place that accommodates people. So therefore, you cannot pray Jum'ah in small masjids. That's why these numbers came, 40. How do you measure the capacity of the masjid? For them, Jum'ah is not valid in a small mosque. So how to define small and big mosque? That's why they came up with these numbers. Well, it's 40 or more, that means that's big enough. And those who said 70 or more, right? But these conditions, again, it's not based on a valid textual evidence. There's no hadith or ayah says, Jum'ah, like any other Jama'ah, if 2 people, they can make Jum'ah. 3 people can make Jum'ah. If someone give khutbah, that would be even better. Give a short khutbah and pray together, that inshallah will be Jum'ah. And that's very, again, helpful for us as American Muslims, because sometimes we have only 4 or 5 Muslims working in the same company. And they cannot come to here. There's no mosque around. The only alternative is to miss Jum'ah. No, we don't miss Jum'ah. Just pray. 4 of you, everyone prepare for a khutbah and you rotate and pray together. It's always important to pray Jum'ah, even if you have such small number. It doesn't have to be done in an officially big mosque, right? Now you'll hear so many opinions there, and just again, this is are not based on textual evidence. There are plenty of rulings about the khutbah and all these things. I'm not going to mention them. Again, things related to the things that Imam should do, like saying salam before khutbah and sit down between the 2 khutbahs and all these things. So I'll just skip this. The Imam may interrupt the khutbah for some reasons, for good reasons. It happened a few weeks ago when someone fainted here, and so the Imam has to speak and just ask people just to do what they're sort of called for doctors and stuff like this. One day, a man came to the Prophet ﷺ while the Prophet ﷺ giving the khutbah. Think about it. The Prophet is speaking, giving the khutbah, and someone comes, Ya Rasulullah, I just converted to Islam and I need to learn about my deen. Can you please teach me my deen? And Rasulullah left the minbar and he walked to him, sit on the side, put a chair, and he talked to him for a while, and then he came back and he gave his khutbah. Easy and simple. Right? The other day he was giving khutbah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and Al-Hasan and Al-Husayn were coming and walking with 2 red shirts, walking and stumbling, and young boys. And he sallallahu again came down from his minbar and he walked and he carried both of them. And he brought them, he put them in the minbar. And he said, Sadaq Allah wa Rasuluh, innama amwalukum wa awladukum fitna. I saw these boys coming, I could not wait. I just went to them and carried them. He could not wait, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, until he says, Allah said that إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ his love to Al-Hassan, Al-Hussein was tremendous, and it's also educational for the Ummah. Showing mercy to children and for needy people there's nothing wrong with that, even if this will interrupt the khutbah. And we mentioned also the hadith of the man who came to the Rasulullah sallam, a Bedouin came and he said, Ya Rasulullah, we are suffering drought, we are going to die, and please pray to Allah to send the rain. And he, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, interrupted the khutbah and he started praying for the rain. And the rain came down and for the whole week. And next Jum'ah, the same man came, Ya Rasulullah, that's too much, ask Allah to stop the rain. And Rasulullah asked Allah to send this rain to further areas. Which means that for good reason, the Imam may interrupt the khutbah when something happens. And he used to tell people, do this and don't do that. The example I just gave when the man who was just coming late, and he interrupted the khutbah and told him, he said, Ya fulan, ijlis, sit down, because you are coming late and you are bothering people. So he may interrupt the khutbah for good reasons. Of course, it is forbidden to speak during the khutbah. It is strictly prohibited to speak unless there is a good reason also. What is the time of prohibition of speaking? It is from the time when the khatib or the imam starts speaking until he finishes the khutbah. During the adhan, if you have to say something, that's okay. You can speak while the adhan is going on, or even after adhan, before the imam starts his speech. But once he starts speaking, then no kalam. Whoever speaks in Jum'ah while the Imam is delivering the khutbah is like a donkey who is carrying books. You know, this example is mentioned in Surah Al-Jum'ah about those who are given the book, but they are not acting based on the book. It's like a donkey who is carrying books. You know, plenty of good books, but he cannot benefit from them. So, and for those who tell him to be quiet, there's no reward for the Jum'ah. You lost your reward. If someone spoke near you and said, shh, brother, just be quiet. Don't even do that. One day, the Prophet ﷺ was giving a khutbah, and one of the Sahaba was sitting next to Ubay ibn Ka'b. And Ubay ibn Ka'b was known as a person who memorizes, understands Quran very well. And Rasulullah ﷺ recited an ayah that was new to this Sahabi, and he said, Ubay, when was this ayah revealed? And Ubay did not listen. Ubay, I'm talking to you when this ayah was revealed. And after Salah, what's the matter? I'm asking you, and you did not answer me. He said, yes, you have lost your Jum'ah. Right? And then he went to the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ said, Ubay said the truth. Don't speak while the Imam is speaking. We don't need a hadith to tell us don't text or don't browse the internet and don't send emails while the Imam is speaking. I think it's clear, right? Yeah, well, I'm not speaking. The hadith said don't speak, but I'm checking my emails, right? And especially those who sit in the back that are not seen. You know, someone told me that people all the time, young and old, it's not only young boys, it's also old people are always texting and all the time. You know, even the khutbah is boring. Okay, that's your fate, right? That does not justify talking or texting and so on and so forth. Imam Shafi'i was kind of easy with salam. When someone said salam alaikum, should we say wa alaikum salam, or this also counts as lagw? There's no hadith in this, because to respond to salam is wajib. And the Prophet said, when the Imam speaks, don't speak. So which order should you follow? Don't speak based on this hadith, or respond to the salam because of the other hadith said you have to. Imam Shafi'i said, I don't prefer people saying salam alaikum when the Imam is speaking, but if someone said, I wish if someone said wa alaikum salam, that would not be bad. or someone sneezed and someone said, Yarhamukallah, because this is also dhikr, and there's another hadith that says you need to do that. Sometimes it gets very crowded. Oh, the ulama also said, what about those who are sitting out of the masjid, because the masjid is full, and those who are sitting out, they're not listening to the khutbah anyways. The voice of the imam does not reach them. You don't have this speaker system at that time. So what if, or the speaker system does not go outside? So you come late and the masjid is full and you're sitting where we cannot hear the imam. Can we speak? Someone said, doesn't matter whether imam, he can hear the imam or not, he should stay quiet. When it gets very crowded, sometimes people should accommodate each other. Sometimes you pray, and especially in Mecca and Medina, or you're making tawaf, and all of a sudden the iqamah is made, and people form these circles, and someone just stand right in front of you. There's no room for you to put your head on the ground. So make sujood on the back of the person who is before you, or on his heel. That's also okay. You don't have to touch the ground in this case, right? Only in these cases. Just Rasulullah ﷺ said, accommodate each other, show mercy to one another. The nawafil before and after Jumu'ah. Before Jumu'ah, we talked about it. There's no specific number for nawafil before Jumu'ah, but pray as much as you want. Oh, one important point, when the imam gives the khutbah, should we pray 2 rak'ah or not? No? Okay. I guess you're Hanafi, Maliki. So Imam Malik, there's two opinions here, all right? And people make big fuss about them. And believe me, you'll be really confused, because both opinions are supported with very valid and strong evidence. If you read the evidence of these groups, well, that's clear. You go and read the evidence or the lead of the other opinion, also makes a lot of sense. One opinion is that you must pray as long as it is not the iqamah time. This is because Hadith Ibn Sulayk, Rasulullah saw him coming, and he called him, Ibn Sulayk al-Sa'idi, and told him, pray 2 rak'ah. When you come to the, and then he said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when you come to the Jumu'ah, pray 2 rak'ah. Just want to mention the other hadith. All right. So one of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, as I mentioned, he told this man, Ibn Sulayk, to pray 2 rak'ah. And the man prayed 2 rak'ah while the Prophet ﷺ was giving the khutbah. Imam Malik and Imam Abu Hanifa said, no, just sit down. There's another hadith that I just mentioned also, if you remember. Do you know the evidence of those who said that you don't have to pray 2 rak'ah, just sit down, listen? I just mentioned hadith. I don't know if you can make the connection. Huh? Iglis, yes, the one who came late. Rasulullah told him, sit down. You are late and you are harming people. So the Prophet not tell him, pray 2 rak'ah and then sit down. If praying 2 rak'ah is wajib or recommended, then he would have told him, pray 2 rak'ah and sit down. But he told him, sit down. They also quoted the ayah that says, إِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا لَعَلَّكُمْ. When the Quran is being recited, then listen. And khutbah, of course, includes a lot of Quran in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end, right? So it's part of the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And khutbah was made, or the khatib speaks for people to listen, right? This is the main goal, to make the speech. So if you pray, then you will miss part of this. You cannot listen and pray at the same time. So the bottom line here is that there are two valid opinions. Imam Ibn Abd al-Barr said, after studying all these evidence, he said, those who want to pray, let them pray. Don't object, don't ask them, don't pray. And if someone comes and sit down, let him sit down. Right? For some imams are very tough on this. When you see someone coming and sitting up, you stand up, pray 2 rak'ah. Because the Prophet did this. And other way around. If a Maliki or Hanafi imam, someone came and praying, brother, sit down, don't pray, sit down. Let people do whatever they want, because both are supported by strong evidence. And again, you can see Imam al-Shafi'i and Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal in one side, Imam Malik and Imam Abu Hanifa in the other side. So, and again, these are great ulama. They don't say anything without having strong evidence. It's all about which of the two evidence is stronger. To this group, this adilla is little stronger. And to others, no, this one is stronger. So, but for us, both of them are valid. And we should not really make fight out of this. I personally like Imam Malik and Imam Abu Hanifa's opinion. For a number of reasons. Again, people come and pray, and the Imam is speaking. And perhaps the people who are behind this person who's praying cannot see the Imam, will also be interrupted by the prayer of this person. And sometimes don't even have room to pray. Sometimes the people want to listen, right? There are plenty of time before and after khutbah. If you want to offer nafil salah, there are plenty of time for nafil salah. But this time should be designated for the khutbah. Wallahu a'lam. Right? We'll end with this, and inshallah I'll open the floor for questions and answers. Salah after, again, there's a hadith in Sahih Muslim in which Rasulullah ﷺ said, whoever wants to offer prayer after Jum'ah, let him or her pray 4 rak'ah. Another hadith, Abdullah ibn Umar, that Rasulullah ﷺ used to pray 2 rak'ah at home. So the ulama looked at these 2 hadith, 2 or 4. And I know in Hanafi is 6, right? But I'm just telling you what I have here. Hadith in Sahih Muslim, Rasulullah ﷺ said, من كان منكم مصليا بعد الجمعة فليصلي 4. Whoever wants to pray after Jum'ah, let him pray 4. And Abdullah ibn Umar said he used to pray 2 at his home, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also another hadith supported this. So the ulama said there's no contradiction. So if you want to pray in the masjid, pray 4. And if he, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, prayed the sunnah in the masjid, then he prays 4. If he does not pray in the masjid, pray home, he prays 2. Right? So hadith also in Bukhari and Muslim, Ibn Umar, that he used to pray 2 rak'ah after Jum'ah at his home, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So praying 2 at home or 4 in the masjid. I know in Hanafi there are 6 rak'ahs. I don't know the dalil for this, honestly. So if you want to pray 4 rak'ah after Jum'ah, you pray them continuously with middle tashahud and final tashahud, or to pray 4 and make taslim and pray another 4. Both are okay. If you pray 4, like I personally prefer praying 2 and 2 for a simple reason. Some people believe that in addition to praying Jum'ah, I must pray Dhuhr. There's many people in Dick's Masjid, Zaydi and Shafi'i. And that's wrong. If you pray Jum'ah, you don't have to pray Dhuhr. You don't have to pray anything before or after. It's just nafil if you want to pray. I think praying for the way you pray Dhuhr may confuse some people. And they think that's a Dhuhr. Because Jum'ah, you pray Jum'ah and then you have to pray Dhuhr. As if Jum'ah is not sufficient. Right? You know what I'm talking about. So they believe that Jum'ah is a separate, like sixth prayer in Friday. You pray Fajr, Jum'ah, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, and Isha. That's not correct. That's not correct. So when you pray 2 and 2, this makes it clear that's nafil. It's not fard. So people don't confuse fard with nafil. But if you pray 4, inshallah, there's nothing wrong with that. The last point, which I also mentioned long time ago, just for you to know that, again, according to Imam Ahmad and others, if Jum'ah and Eid come in the same day, you don't have to come again for Jum'ah. I know, and Hanafi, that's what hadith, I've just mentioned the hadith Rawah al-Khamsa, the 5. عن زيد بن أرقم قال صلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم العيد ثم رخص في الجمعة فقال من شاء أن يصلي فليصلي. And another hadith قد اجتمع في يومكم هذا عيدان فمن شاء أجزاه من الجمعة وإنا مجمعون. We have 2 Eids in one day. So if you come for Salat al-Eid, then you don't have to come for Jum'ah, but I will pray Jum'ah. And the Prophet said, I will pray Jum'ah, because the Imam must come for Jum'ah for those who did not pray Eid or for those who want to pray Jum'ah. Right? But he did not make it a must. If you pray Eid, that's enough. You don't have to come back for Jum'ah. I know in Hanafi, that's a big no, because according to Hanafi methodology, the hadith is not does not give you certainty like the Quran. Quran says إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة. So this applies for Eid and not Eid, right? So this is what the Quran says. To give an exception, according to Abu Hanifa's madhab or methodology, there must be another Quran or mutawatir hadith. This hadith is not mutawatir, sahih, but not mutawatir. So for him, no. What the Quran says, just stick with this. Understood methodology, but again, if you are in a situation where you cannot come back for Jum'ah, then you are fine. I will stop here, inshallah, and if you have any questions regarding Jumu'ah. Yes? Let's see. Oh, sorry, Jumu'ah al-Munafiqun then. I made a mistake. It's my fault. Yes?
Friday khutbah, some people back home say it has to be in Arabic, no other language.
It's not only back home. There are many masajid here do that. Again, does not make any sense. The Prophet never said khutbah must be in Arabic. Khutbah is a reminder. It's a maw'idah. It's a bayan. If someone gives khutbah in Chinese, you will not understand anything. What's the point of coming? Jum'ah has been, or khutbah has been made to be understood. There's always the form and the meaning. The form, or the fact that the Prophet ﷺ gave the khutbah in Arabic because he's an Arab. And he's speaking to Arab audience. Imagine if Rasulullah ﷺ was chosen from Europe. He would have spoken Latin. Allah said in the Quran, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَسُولٍ إِلَّا بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِهِ in Surah Ibrahim. Very clear. We have not sent a messenger unless he speaks the language of his people. Right? Those who said khutbah must be in Arabic, they think giving khutbah in Arabic is part of the rituals. It's not part of the rituals. It's not part of the... who said? Like in marriage. Some people say, oh, you have to say in Arabic. What do you mean you have to say in Arabic? You have to express your intention. You accept him as your husband, you accept her as your wife. Yes, I do, according to the book of Allah. And khalas. No, you have to say it in Arabic. And many people like like this. Nobody understands. People like things done in a language they don't understand. They think that's more authentic. The basic thing is for them to express their intention. In Arabic or not in Arabic? No, this marriage is not valid, brother. You have to say it in Arabic. Go and do it again. You mean you have 2 children, man? No, that's it has to be in Arabic. Who said it has to be in Arabic? Who said it has to be in Arabic? So again, they have to prove that khutbah must be in Arabic. And because they believe in that, they created a bid'ah. To me, it's clear bid'ah. I went to one of the masajid, I don't want to mention names, and the adhan is made. And the khatib took the member. And then he stood, and he gave 45 minutes speech in English. And then another adhan is made. I said, what the hell is this? And then he came down, and he spoke in Arabic for 3 minutes. And then the iqamah. I said, what's going on here? 3 adhans? Why this adhan? After 45 minutes khutbah in English. I was really tired. I want to go. And then, all of a sudden, another adhan came. And then 3 minutes speech in Arabic. I asked him, wait a minute, what's going after salah? What's going? Oh, no, this long khutbah, that was not khutbah. It's just bayan. Are you kidding? So, why do I have to listen to all this if this is not the khutbah? I came here for Jum'ah. Oh, no, brother, because the Jum'ah has to be in Arabic. So, this does not count? So, I can speak and can text? Technically, yes, I can. So, you are creating something that never happened before. You are adding something to the ibadah of Jum'ah. That you call it bayan, and you create adhan for it. I mean, give me a break. But when people go to one extreme, they create another problem. They try to fix something, and as the American saying that if it's not broken, don't fix it. It's not broken. Don't fix it. You can speak the language that people understand. But you know what? There is a good thing about giving khutbah in a language people don't understand. Like one day I was in a Muslim majority country, and the khutbah again was 50 minutes. Horrible khutbah, horrible. The content, the Arabic language, everything was horrible. On my way out, someone told me, brother, can you just summarize that? I said, it's better not to understand. Thank God that you don't understand Arabic. I'm just kidding, but the point is, you speak the language that people understand. So if people do not understand Arabic, and you give the khutbah in Arabic, is this the objective of Sharia, to speak the language people understand? No, okay, so, yeah, it doesn't make sense. That sounds ridiculous. So let's fix it with something else. Add another adhan and another khutbah, but don't call it khutbah. Call it bayan, call it anything else. No, you cannot add anything to the salah. You cannot do that. I know, but I don't think that's right. Khutbah in Arabic, it's not a must. Salah has to be in Arabic, because Quran must be recited in Salah in Arabic. Nobody can change this, right? You cannot say, okay, I'm going to recite Abdullah Yusuf Ali translation. No, it has to be in Arabic. And we can see the value of this now. All Muslims recite Quran in Arabic. That's important. But to say khutbatul Jum'ah is like Salah, and Salah must be in Arabic, and therefore the khutbah must be in Arabic. No, khutbah is not salah. Because you can miss the khutbah and join the salah and Jum'ah be okay. But if you miss the salah, you miss the Jum'ah. So it's one thing lead to the other. Khutbah is salah, it's part of salah. No. Oh, and say the khutbah is takes the place of the 2 rak'ahs. That's why we pray only 2 rak'ah. So khutbah 2 rak'ah, that's again, it's wrong. Because again, if someone missed the entire khutbah and came to the masjid at the time of iqamah, he prayed 2 rak'ah, he's good. So, Wallahu a'lam, that's why they say.
Pakistan is.
Yes. Well, the break is a break. It's good to have a break. Um, I don't know what the purpose. Perhaps this is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. He did this all the time. Um, I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing says why this. What is the significance of this? Um, you don't have to make anything, but you can, of course, you can make dua, ask Allah for forgiveness, and send peace and blessings with the Prophet ﷺ. Yeah, no, in some other communities, the Imam says, Astaghfirullah inna Allah ghafur rahim. Make istighfar. And then he sits down. So because the Imam said, make istighfar, it means Astaghfirullah al-azim wa atubu ilayh. Astaghfirullah al-azim wa atubu ilayh. But it's always good to say, to fill your time with dua. But there's nothing in the Sunnah says that when the Imam sits down, then do this and say that. There's nothing recommended here. Yes. Alaikum salam. Well, as I said, this happened in the time of the Prophet. Maybe the Prophet wanted to maybe talk to this particular person. As some ulama said, that was a particular incident, not to be generalized. Because some ahkam came to one particular individual in one particular situation is not a universal ruling. So many ulama said this was the case. To show the importance of praying Tahiyyat al-Masjid. But nowadays, if you enter a masjid that Imam happened to be Hanbali or Shafi'i, and he told you stand up, and the person did not stand up, I guess the Imam should call 911. Maybe they can deal with him. No, I mean, it should be easy and simple. Imam should not really interfere. Because if this person is Maliki or Hanafi, you cannot ask him to do something against his belief. And the other way around. If someone believes he should pray 2 rak'ah, and let him pray. This should not be a big fuss. Just because both, as I said, rely on valid, strong textual evidence. Allahu a'lam. If you can stay for that, this happened actually. This happened. One brother was asking me this because emergency happened. Someone needed the ambulance, and the ambulance came, and he went to help and things. But by the time he finished, we're done with Jummah. So he said, "What should I do now?" I told him, if you can wait, if you don't have to go back to work, if you can wait to pray the second Jummah, wait. If you cannot, then pray Dhuhr and go. And inshallah, will be rewarded for your help to this brother. Then you have to come for the second Jummah. Yes. Well, yes, it's obligatory to come for Jummah. So alhamdulillah. And again, Imam Malik, by the way, Imam Ahmad said you can start earlier. Imam Malik said even you can start later, even after Asr prayer. Let's say you are sitting in a meeting, and all Muslim friends are sitting in this meeting, and this meeting started right at Jummah and ended after Asr. Then you pray Jummah and then pray Asr. So the time of Jum'ah does not end when the time of Asr comes. You still have to pray Jum'ah anytime before Maghrib. So alhamdulillah, this expansion of Jum'ah, according to Hanbali madhab, it's early in the morning. According to Maliki, it's all the way to Maghrib. And again, it's rahmah, it's mercy. Allahu a'lam. Naam. No, this was the situation back then. Giving Friday khutbah was not just a religious religious thing. It was also political. So the Khalifa was holding both the political and religious power. So Omar was not just a political person. No, he was the head of this ummah, both politically and religiously. You understand? So his khutbah, when you know the story when he wanted to put a limit to the mahr, right? And the lady said, how come Allah gives us and you prevent us? Didn't you read this ayah? So Omar in this khutbah was making a law. It's like a president signing an executive order. Really. So, but he was signing this in front of, and Jum'ah is the best time to make breaking news. So he was giving khutbahs and he was pointing the problems happening and talking about the next war that we will do and making laws. So and Rasulullah ﷺ also was doing this. It's not purely about the hereafter and things. No, it's talking about real things. ما بال أقوام يفعلون كذا وكذا. He was pointing to the real problem of the community as a leader. But as you know that this, as Rasulullah said, ألا إن السلطان والقرآن سيفترقان. Sultan and Quran will be separated. And this is what happened. There is a new group emerged called the ulama. So the rulers, political authority, and you have the ulama. Okay? But if you go back on time, they merge in one. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali, and even Muawiyah were both, responsible for both, to protect the deen and the dunya and of the community. So for them, it's expected that he gives the khutbah. In the capital, the Umayyads used to be in Damascus, and then the Abbasids went to Baghdad. So in Baghdad, the biggest mosque in Baghdad, the Caliph of Muslims give the khutbah, and he passes some rules, new rules. And these rules go spread everywhere. And then when the ulama almost took over, they have to pray for the Sultan. And the prayer, and if you go to Saudi Arabia now, any Jum'ah in the Haram, they must make dua for the Khadim al-Haramain. And again, because it's giving legitimacy to a political system. You understand? So in the old days, you expect the Khalifa to give the khutbah. He's chosen by the entire community as righteous and qualified political leader. So, Wallahu a'lam. So now, if you ask me, I prefer the presidents don't give khutbahs. Right? The last qualified people to give khutbahs. Allahu a'lam. Last question? Yes.
So in the topic of khutbah, what the Imam should or should not talk about? Well, honestly speaking, choosing the subject of khutbah is not easy. If the Imam gives 50 khutbah a year, then you have to pick a subject. It's not as easy as many people think. But again, the main purpose of the khutbah is to remind people of the foundation of Iman and to renew, strengthen their Iman. Imam Ibn al-Qayyim, in his time, Ibn al-Qayyim lived in the 7th century, 8th century, the student of Ibn Taymiyyah. He said, when people come and the Khatib talk about nothing but dirt and death and what will happen to them in the grave and how their money will be distributed after they die and things, he said, you need just to connect people with Allah. Make people love Allah and fear Allah and not to talk about like things that make people like confused or focus so much on the adab and all these kind of things. So the khutab of Rasulullah was like this. And at the same time, you need to address, or he needs to address the issues that people face, the kind of problems when there's a phenomenon or widespread bad habit, for example. You must talk about it. When overwhelming events happen, then you cannot ignore it. and so on. So what he should not talk about, I cannot give you a specific answer to this, honestly, but many rulers actually make it very easy for imams because they print one khutbah and everybody has to read it. So that's not the best solution, but imams just need to use common sense and talk about real issues that people really need. Maybe a sense of the real problems happening in the community is important. It's not only talking about the history, about great Sahaba and things that really we cannot live in history. Yes, we need to study history, but we have to know how to benefit in our life. Allah A'lam. Any last question? Last two questions, yes.
I've been told from if you miss the khutbah, you miss the Jummah. It's a zuhur. It's not.
That's not correct. That's not correct. Rasulullah said that if you catch one rak'ah with the imam, pray another rak'ah. You miss the reward, yes. You miss the reward, but one rak'ah is enough. Allahu A'lam. Yes. Mm. 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 Well, again, if they feel comfortable with that, no harm, no problem with that. I personally don't like to make so bunch of announcements in the khutbah. This is change the nature of khutbah. But unless there's a big event, then the imam need to remind people of it. But registration form for Sunday schools outside with sister so-and-so, the wife of brother so-and-so, the son of brother so-and-so. I mean, we don't want to get into the details. Unless there's a big event that will happen, there's no harm to this. Again, there's nothing wrong with the example you just gave. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.